Hey, it's me, Jamal, and I am back again for whatever comes from a conversation. Last time I was talking about insurance, and I did a couple of clips and posted them, and people had some feedback and they had some questions. So I was like, I'm gonna take some time and really give a breakdown of what got me to that point and where it stands, with giving little more context and information surrounding the entire reasonings on why started looking into getting insurance to protect all of my personal entities. Starting with, we're gonna talk about this thing. So last Saturday, I had an event that it was supposed to go down at a restaurant called George Restaurant. I started with them. I've done a lot of open mics with them. I've done showcases. I've done it all. And recently, the owner reached out to me and it's like, "Hey, I want you to bring comedy back here. Do you think you can do it?" I was reluctant at first because things just weren't aligning. She asked me to meet with her on a Tuesday. That Tuesday never showed up, and I ended up wasting time. And then like later, she reached out to me again, and she was like, "Hey, I missed the Tuesday. I got personal stuff going on. Like, can you meet with this person?" So I went out there and I met with the person, and him and I were talking, and we solidified a date. Like, "Hey, I got you down. I got you in the books. Cool." I left it at that, thinking that was all that needed to be done because I had done so much business with them before that I felt that I could trust them in this one. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to say much more. It is what it is. This is where we start. Well, I was planning on making a banner, and lo and behold, something happened. The machine was down, and I wasn't able to get the banner. From that, it should have already been hey, you need to start checking things out. You know what I mean? So that happens, and it just was downhill from there. So we had that. We gave that a go. I kept trying to push forward, and I'm working with another comedian that's local that I deal with a lot. We've been engaging and sharing information, contact information, just doing a lot, like actually working with somebody that's willing to do the things on their own. And him and I were supposed to be the only ones on that show. We were going to do about 20, 30 minutes apiece. It was going to be, in my opinion, it was going to be a good show. And I'm on my way there Saturday, and another comic calls and he was like, "Hey, George is closed." And I was like, "What?" I don't know what's going on because I'm just leaving an event for one of my friends. So I'm leaving that and going there. And I was like, "Nah, it shouldn't be. It's George. Like, it should be good. I'm good." No, I get there. All the lights are off. No warning, no call, no text, no nothing. All the lights are off. And I'm scrambling because I have people that are on their way. I actually have people pulling up to come and see me as I just found out that the restaurant was closed. What? I've got to explain to them that I had no clue about this closure. I just found out in a phone call and a text message, and I send them to the thing, and I'm like, "Look, this is what my phone is looking like right now. I am reading these messages on Facebook that I knew nothing about. I had no clue. I have a lot on my plate as a whole. I had to be a father. I had to wear so many hats before I get to become a comedian. And those hats were being taken care of because days that I have shows on Saturdays, I've got to find childcare for my kids. I've got to make sure that they get enough adequate time with their dad. It's so much that I have to do before that. So I'm taking care of all of this because I don't want to worry about that. I get there and there's no one. I don't have any information because it was a grand illumination parade. I could have just went there and spent the rest of my time with my kids. But instead, I'm trying to make a show happen that isn't happening. And I'm like, why? Wasn't I informed prior to? And that's when I started to realize, like, yo, this is why you need to sign a contract, because that contract that I spoke about, that contract would have gotten us in a situation where, hey, y'all ain't show up. And at this point, I'm doing a donation show, which means all you have to do is bring a minimum of $5. Bring $5 in. That's all you need just to come in, just $5. Him and I, two people, we were going to split it. We were going to split that and keep the money rolling in. I said, man, no. I was like, no. So, yeah, I think that really hurt. I think that hurt me. To be honest with you, it hurt. It hurt on so many levels because I'm sitting here asking people to trust me to provide a safe venue. And granted, people were good sports. They were laughing, cracking jokes with me. And I told everybody that was there, like, "Hey, y'all already on this side. go over to Kazi's and go support the local comedy club because there's a great lineup there. Go check it out. Go support it. Go, whatever it is you need to do, go do it. We got you. However, the cookies may crumble after that, I've got to deal with it because I don't know if people you don't know. People to your face may say one thing, but behind closed doors will be like, "Man, he a janky promoter anyway." I ain't like they could say anything. I'm not a promoter, but they could say anything when they're not in front of my face. But I may have lost some future comics. Fans. I may have lost that, and I can't blame anybody else. Yes, it's your restaurant. Yes, it's your establishment, but I can't blame anybody else but me. I should have made sure I should have done my due diligence prior to. Like, I put all the blame on me when I shouldn't have to, because if we had signed a contract and there was a money exchange that had to go, there's an entity now that I can go after to get my money. And because you damaged my reputation, if there were 50 people coming to George's that night to see comedy, and they find out the night of that they ain't going to see no comedy, they gonna look at me like, bro, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I was getting messages. I let everybody know, and I was like, I take full accountability for it. So I can get you free tickets to a later show. I'll get you, I'll open the door to you for this at a later show. And, I'll take responsibility. I'll take the hit. If you're looking at it like it's a hit, I'll take it. I got it. There wasn't any currency exchange. The donations were going to come and pour in the night of. But let's just say I booked a huge person and I had sold over 100 something tickets, and I got to go back and refund all of these people their money because you shut your venue down and we didn't have a contract. So that's why I say, like, your paperwork, your all of your papers, your documents, all of those are way more valuable than anything else that you have going on. Like, do the paperwork, do the running, do everything that needs to be done, because you got to protect yourself. Whatever it needs to protect yourself, do it. And that's a part of it. And from now on, I don't do anything without a contract and a dollar, because once currency is exchanged, that contract is valid. I just found that out. But people should know. People should know about these things. People always see the good sides of comics. Like, if I'm able to make it to the trajectory where I believe I'm going to go, which is way, way up there, the journey to get there is unknown. You don't know how Kevin Hart got there because you only hear the stories from this person or this person or this person. But I'm actually documenting my journey because I want people to avoid the traps. I want people to avoid the people that aren't really pushing each other forward. Like, I have a different perspective of what I look for when I come to an open mic. When I come to an open mic, personally, and this is why I say this, I love pushing people forward, and I love the people that push me forward. But when I come to an open mic, what I look for out of an open mic is growth. We're coming out every night, spending money. And if I'm still in the same place every time I go to an open mic, there's no growth. It's a horrible thing. And it's a horrible environment. And it's a horrible community, because the community should push everybody to grow so that everybody gets better. That's what happened down in Texas, because if you go down to Texas, the people who are mediocre are on a mediocre circuit. The people who are lower tier are on a lower tier circuit. They don't have access to this tier. In my area, my immediate area, there's only one tier. So the good people get good and go other places to get great. We let some people come around here that are just doing this to get attention. They don't love it. I love it, so I don't play with it. It's a fun thing to do, but when you love something, you can have fun with it, but I don't play with it. Like, you having fun and playing are like two different things for me, and I'm gonna break that down. So having fun means that, hey, I'm enjoying this. Yeah, I can laugh and joke with you guys. All of this is fun. It's pouring into me. Even the fun parts are pouring into me. We're going back. We're shopping we're joking each other, or we're playfully having fun. But playing means I'm picking up two little action figures and I'm playing. I'm playing with comedy. I'm gonna open it, play with it. Oh, do little gestures. I'm gonna go out here on stage and just say anything to just shock everybody. I'm not gonna write a joke that makes you think with a callback at the end. I'm not gonna sit there like I'm gonna be out there just acting a drunken fool. That's playing with comedy to me. And I don't play like that. I don't sit here with homeboys that aren't pushing me for greatness. And I don't if you my homeboy and you do something, I'm gonna call you out and I'm gonna be like, yo, you gotta do better. All of my comedy people, that's what we do. And I'm glad that I'm surrounded by a tier of that level of comics. Everyone doesn't have that. Everyone doesn't isn't built like that. Therefore, I'm in a situation where, dude, I gotta figure this out. So I mean, I tell people like that's the issue. That's what's holding a lot of the comics back in my area because you could have some good comics, but they get caught up in the oh, I'm just going to say something that's wild and completely crazy and completely unhinged. Or I'm going to say something that complete like where's the jokes? What are you doing to help people enjoy a set? What are you doing to make people like forget about the current events that are going on? There are levels to comics, and now I see now like why these shock value comics only get to do open mics because if you say something offensive that could cause somebody to react to you and feel like they need to do physical damage to you, like what more can be said? You've got to protect yourself and protect everything. And this is the other phase of the insurance in which I'm talking about. Because a lot of the people that I see at open mics are hiding behind the fact of, oh, this is comedy. No, comedy doesn't work like that. Comedy is so intricate and so detailed and caring and loving, and you have to do the same. It's not, I'm going to say the wildest that comes to my head, but act a fool on stage or while I have this mic in my hand. That's not comedy to me. I don't respect that as comedy. It's not. It's not doing anything for anyone. You didn't take the time to write a joke that'll make people think and cause them to like take them down a path or a trail to cause them to veer one way or the other. That to me, like wasting the time of the comics that are really trying to get here and really trying to grind and tear down walls, you might as well just go steal some jokes because you're wasting my time. Like I gotta sit here and listen to you talk about something that you didn't even think about. I'm not saying new comics that are trying to develop, but those comics, because they get laughs from their buddies and friends while we're all like trying to work on something, make the new comics believe that that's funny. Oh, that's comedy? Oh, yeah, I can start talking about some gay stuff and I can start talking about my friends' genitals. That's not comedy. And that's the problem that I have. That's one of the only problems I have in 757 comedy. Everything else, like, it is what it is. I'm working on it and I'm building the way that I want to build it for me. And that's why I can say that I'm happy where the comedy scene is. I don't think it's the end, but I'm happy where it is because someone who writes and tells a lot of misdirection jokes, a lot of jokes to make you think. I do reparations jokes. Like I do jokes talking about things that actually occur and mask it underneath a clever way. I like teaching. I teach in jokes. I expose things in jokes. Like so it is what it is. Like this is part of who I am and I put who I am on stage so people accept me who I am as a comedian because we're one and the same. I don't have to be a character on stage. I remember when I first got on stage and a guy told me, you have to find your voice. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, yeah, you got to find your stage voice. You got to find out like who you are on stage is not the person that you are on a day to day. And I was like, to me, that doesn't sound good. Like I get the concept of it. Yes, you do have to be different. You're in a performative mode, but why can't I be good enough to go on stage and be me and let people see who I am authentically and have fun with me, the authentic version? Why do I have to create this whole new persona and change my voice and how I speak? I got a whispering lisp. I stutter when I talk because I'm nervous. Why not just accept me on stage of who I am? I don't need to change my voice. I want to be that same person that's on stage when I'm performing. and be that same person off. So, but yeah, I'm that was one of the things that kind of like made me think a little bit. Like, do I have to be somebody else to be the comedian to make people love me? And I struggled with that for a while, but lately, especially like the last 6 to 7 months of me just being me on stage and developing that on stage and being comfortable with who I am, because when you start creating a character, you have to be comfortable with that character too. So then the confidence that you have in you slowly starts to die because you need to be that character in order to feel the confidence on stage. And that's not who I am. That's not what I'm going to be. I'm not going to be a character. I'm going to be me. And I think people will enjoy and have enjoyed me. And being that I've seen people actually enjoy me, it makes me do less. Like, I don't do penis jokes. Why? I'm confident with myself that I don't have to degrade or brag about or say anything about my private genitals. I'm a private person. I don't want people to think that they have access to my genitals when I get off stage. I don't share myself with anybody on stage. Like, I mean, what I mean by that is I'm not doing comedy to try to put my penis in you. I'm doing comedy to explore and let people see the little light that's within me and watch it grow over time because it's me. I get to be me, the person on stage that has funny events that can construct a joke about things that actually happen to me in real life. Getting my butt whooped to music, real life. And people understand because we grew up in an era, especially if you're close to my age range, 30s, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who grew up in the 80s and 90s, yes. It was no mental health. It was belt health. Like, listen, as long as that leather still popped as soon as it hit your belt, mental health checks were unneeded. Therapy was unneeded. That belt, that crackle of that belt, yeah, that'll get you some act right. Listen, hold up, wait. My mental is just fine, man. You don't need to take another swing. I'm good. Mental check, and I'm here. That's just how we were raised. But people understand that too. So it's a joke that brings people back to what we actually had to go through. I was like I say, man, the white kids were getting time out. We was getting our butt whooped. It's a known story. We know that, black people were strict on discipline, especially in the 90s before they got knowledge on this whole mental health. But how can you make that in a way that no one's heard it before? How do you make that funnier than, man, my mama used to whip me. I used to get mad at white. Simple. But to put it in a place where I'm never going to hear that song the same way. That's when you know you're cooking something good. Like something is brewing. Like you got to mix that pot up and like bring out all the goodness, man. You got some extra seasonings on it. Comedy, telling a joke, curating a joke is just like the kitchen. Cut the temperature down, let it simmer for a little bit, turn it up, let it fry. It's a balancing act. Like, it's too much heat, take it down. You use too much salt. You need a little more pepper on that. Add some garlic. You know what I'm saying? No, not the minced one, the raw garlic. You got to get raw with it. All these things are the same way that I look at when I'm putting a joke together. When I write down the joke and I'm like, ooh, that's good. That ain't good enough. Let me add some water to that. Ooh, that's fire. Let me add, like, that's my process in how I tell a joke. I'm cooking. I go in so many different, like, I wear so many hats when I'm writing a joke. Like, I have a hat, you know what I'm saying, where I'm boxing. I'm like, yo, the crowd isn't with me. All right, we fighting. Put the lace of gloves up because I can't cook for you. I can't slow cook for you. We gotta box this out. I got 5 minutes. Man, the first 2 minutes, I gotta win you over. So it's different stages that I have with this. And I do those stages. I do those stages well. Just not good yet. I do them well. And I gotta get good. So I need to practice them. I need to see. I gotta feel the crowd. And that's what I do. I do my filler jokes, boom, boom, see where everybody at, see if everybody wants to laugh because they may not want to laugh because they ain't got no food. And if the issue is if y'all ain't laughing because y'all ain't got no food, hey, who feed? Yo, get us some food, bro. Yeah, nah, I'm gonna make y'all. And then they looking at me like, yeah, you heard them. Get my food. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the entertainment. Y'all better, hey, chop. You've got to get the crowd on your side because no matter what, These are the people that want to have a good time and want to enjoy you. You got to make sure that they know that you're on their side. If you go in and you kick them in, oh man, y'all ain't gonna laugh at this. This is what I used to do too. Y'all ain't gonna laugh at this, man. Y'all must not think I'm funny. I'm not tearing myself down no more. I'm watching. I'm like, all right, shoot, why y'all not laughing? Y'all hungry? It's ways of it, man. It's killer. It's good, but like I said, I'm having fun. This is me having fun. So yeah, no. Um, insurance. This is the last topic I'm gonna touch on. Insurance and insurance. Insurance is very important, man. I want people to know because I've already talked about this. I got clips up already that I've talked about insurance with. Insurance is one of the main things you need because I talked about this with somebody fighting or something at your event. Like they're coming after the person that like, hey, you put this event together, So just I ain't gonna get too much into insurance. I'll probably put that together later. Anywho, listen, special thanks to everybody who continues to support. I know the likes have gone down, but people are still watching. And maybe I lost you along the way, or maybe you just, maybe upset with me on a personal level of things that I've posted or things that I've said in the past. And my goal now is just to win you back. I want to share my journey with you as a comedian and things that I'm going through, working on landing a lot of big things. And I want people that want to be a part of it to join. I want you to enjoy the idea of, my greatness, my growth, my anything. I want people to enjoy it. So please, y'all take it easy. Y'all be safe out there, and I will be checking in with y'all another day. I'm out.